You know, kinda wild to me that this, session's probably gonna be a lot more uplifting than the previous Street Fighter. But that did end with a message, that societal ills cannot be street fought. What is in motion cannot be stopped, simply by defeating the CEO of racism. And damn it, I know Street Fighter's right, but did we have to get to that on Tuesday? Anyway, hello, it's stream time. And you know what else it's time for because it's stream time? Slay the Princess. And we're gonna do that. Here I go. Right, so, last storyline I got was Apotheosis. And it seems like we're still a few playthroughs away from, the very end of the game, so... Good timing on my part. That is the right... I don't know why it wouldn't be the right file, but... Let me just... Yeah, this one. Just have to make sure. Like, I'm positive it'd have to be the right one, but... just in case it isn't somehow. My paranoia must be sated. So yeah, right. Oh yep, got a terrifying and divine heart.
You're
almost forgot I don't actually get the achievements until after I click past that screen.
Is a cabin.
I don't earn the achievements for these until I reach the next stream.
You're here to slay
and I
her.
can auto again.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I feel like I want to say something. Yeah, I'm gonna do the slightly sarcastic option. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it.
Again.
It's all part of the job. You make your way up the
He
short
certainly
path
doesn't
of
take
the
it
cabin.
sarcastically.
You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I think he does. Oh well, can't say anything else. Let's proceed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
We do one more pick up the knife.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
But do I even want to slay a princess, though? I'm really not feeling it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Yeah, now she can't be large and in charge, she can just be regular sized and in charge, which is, less threatening than godhood, I guess. Anyway, hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I didn't actually know that. That rules. I don't know. Look, at this point, I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to
the
her.
voice actor just
Maybe
has
she
a very
really is a
good joke
monster.
like that.
Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Like, you just get the most wild basements. Completely different than just, it's a little gross and moldy. Just get the same line with, like, slightly different reads on it. Anyway, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Oh, are you coming on to me? Alright, so what's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics.
I'm gonna take out some
No matter
calendars.
how hard you try,
You point to
you'll
the
never
one
get a straight answer
that
out
lists
of her.
the date where you were last free. I'm sure that'll be easy, right? Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
No. I mean, it's kind of vague. I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it is an entirely different matter.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
Well, now it's even more awkward to point it out here. So how would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Yeah, I think this is too neutral. I'm gonna get you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the
I
princess
don't
to
think
the
I did
wall
this with this
and give them a tug.
princess.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
We'll say, And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas? Actually, you know what? No. I think we understand at this point. She wouldn't have any ideas. She doesn't know what's going on out there. I know better. I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. It's a pretty
I'll be
strong-looking
here.
table. I mean, not really,
You
but it's a
attempt to
table.
make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Hey, quit
Your
leaving the
shouts
door
and
locked.
pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Door says no.
You
I'll try the door at
but
least.
it's locked from the outside.
That's dumb.
I'll repeat
I
myself
disagree.
once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Alright, fine. Let's go.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Just saw through that. Now we're gonna try to save her, I think.
Against your better judgment,
I don't know if
you
I did
place
that
the
with
blade
this
against the
princess.
princess's arm, just above the massive,
Other route leads to
unyielding
Damsel.
chain. You
I hope I
cut
don't lock myself
into
out
her
of doing
flesh.
that. By doing this one.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting
Yeah, I did
your
that.
eye.
What of it?
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Alright. Let's just
No,
get out.
we won't
Don't
have
leave.
any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Oh, sure,
As the
you can get
princess approaches
possessed,
the
but you
bottom
can also
stair,
possess
your body
me,
steps forward
narrator.
and raises the blade.
Don't try to get out of the former.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
I say as
Watch
though he
me.
just let that happen passively. Oh, actually I can't. Okay. So, slaying her here would have actually been one of the routes I've already covered then. Would that be Razor? Since Razor doesn't exist?
Stop that.
I literally
I
can't.
thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
You're doing a terrible job of it.
The blade. Move the blade.
Couldn't even if
You're
I
doing
wanted
your best
to.
to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Alright, so I did do this for one of the other routes.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid
But, you know,
hands.
for the one I ate. So I don't remember which one this
Maybe
is.
I'll see you in another life.
Was not paying attention, because I was planning on leaving.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Damn, you could be a doctor.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Sure was. Alright, the prisoner. That's right. Okay, so this isn't what I did in the
You're on a
original
path
run.
in the woods, and at the end of that path
I do know
is
sort
a
of what it looks
cabin.
like, though.
And in the basement of that cabin
Got change for
is a
Pristine
princess.
cut then.
You're here
That will
to
be new to
slay
me.
her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around.
Ah, hell
I
yeah,
wouldn't trust
skeptic.
a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Well, a little late for that, because he can't hear you.
You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
And I ignored you. Alright, it's kind of a lengthy one, but it does have differences. So you know what, let's give Skeptic some time.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
The previous version of you was a jerk.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Hey, if you didn't try to control me, I probably wouldn't have died
The
either.
absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting.
Nah, the three of us are in the Cool Kids Club. You're not invited. We'll craft all the delusions
But
we want.
this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
This
Sure
fucking
you
guy.
are.
Right.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Really like the concept of
What do you
a
mean?
voice
Of
actor
course there weren't any
making fun of
consequences.
one of
You
his
forced the
other
princess to
voices
kill us,
that
and
he
now everyone's
does.
right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
I guess to be fair, technically it's more responding to
Yes,
what
but
we
in
say
this
rather than
purely
the voices.
hypothetical scenario,
But
that
still.
begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or
Maybe.
do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Circular facts. Alright, you know what? Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
What if I'm not? I'll go with this. The only reason she's able to kill me last time was because I let her. And all she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right?
And he's skeptical. It's in the name.
What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets.
I have pockets? Alright.
You put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front.
My god! It was here all along!
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth.
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting?
Is that my handwriting? Is it really that
I wish I
bad?
could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Yep,
Great.
We can move
now,
on
if
now.
you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
alright, I'm not turning around and leaving, I'm proceeding to the cabin.
Oh,
I
boy.
lost Razor, I'm not
Before
losing
you go
another
any
one.
further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Did you just say wink out loud?
No, I didn't. Wink.
Just ignore this clown and focus
Fucking
on
love
the
this guy.
princess.
Alright, let's proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick,
Judgy.
wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only
You gotta get
furniture of
those
note
wisps
is an
of
iron
starlight.
table bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, well, anyway. This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Alright, well, speaking of minor details, hey, here's this mirror.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
It's just terrible glass right now.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. There was a mirror a second ago.
And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
It's all Chekhov's mirror. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna go to the basement.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
Oh, really?
Are you sure? She killed us with it last time. What if she turns it against us again?
Yes, I'm sure. And I've already got a plan for that.
Alright.
Still with those past life delusions, are we? I hope part of that plan is don't give the world any monstrosity your only weapon, because unless you've decided to arm the princess, I don't think you need to worry about her having a weapon.
Peachy, we'll be fine.
Okay. I'm trusting you.
Hey, don't I get a say here? What's the big idea?
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
Wonderful. You do
You're
exactly
so
that,
unloved right now.
sweeping the blade from the table before proceeding to the basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it.
Still
No,
upset.
you don't
Feels like
have
I'm being
to
ignored.
do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on.
Take that door.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us?
You walk down the
Hey, how's
stairs
it
and
going?
lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Alright, I see they've planned around the,
So much for cutting her out of here.
Yeah, exactly. There's one around the neck,
Hear
can't do
yourself
that.
now. Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
That was there last time too, wasn't it?
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I don't really want to kill you with it, though. Yeah, see, I'm kind of past the slaying her thing, and I don't really wanna. I'll sit with her, though.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
It wasn't even my idea, though. Oh, we'll sit where we're told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Actually, I'm out of here. Bye. I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true.
Oh, that's all it took to convince you? Jeez.
As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
Oh, really?
A contingency for what?
For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
Think he's making fun of you, skeptic.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped
This
if I
fucking
pushed back
guy,
hard
he's
enough, I could
gaslighting
cram
us.
this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic.
I feel a little
Never
sorry
said
for
I
him.
wasn't.
Jeez.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself.
Haha, yeah,
At least
wild.
we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
Alright, well,
Moving
don't
on.
take over
Why is it
our
important for us
actions
to be
then.
ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Well, thank you for waiting. What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
I don't know. I feel like this is very obvious, but you were asking me about my intentions earlier. What did you mean by that?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here?
I was here to help,
There
and
isn't a
everyone's like,
keyhole
"Oh,
in
take the
these
knife."
shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
Unless
It's
she
called
really could survive.
confidence.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
How am I supposed to cut you out? If you didn't notice, your head is in a shackle too.
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
That's a fair point.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros?
Oh, don't trust him to tell you about
There
the
are
pros.
none.
Yeah, see?
The pros are
He's
that
biased.
we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Alright, well, I guess... Last question. That other chain on the wall, who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
No, thank you.
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Inspect the shackle. You know what? Fuck it. I'm trusting you.
Slide it over.
Real slow.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
You tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you?
Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world, right? Oh, sorry. Take over, buddy.
Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you?
I mean, I am. Yeah. Me and Hero.
You got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
You probably shouldn't give it back. I got a guy in my head who wants to use it.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises the blade to her throat. What is she doing?
Oh, she's going for that decapitation.
She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck. No.
Yeah? We'll let her
Close
do
your
her
eyes.
thing.
That doesn't stop you from hearing every grisly detail. The splitting of skin, the wet mulching of severed veins, the grinding of metal against bone. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that? Huh.
So that's her plan.
Killing herself?
We don't know that she's dead yet. We're not even watching it happen. She could just be faking those sounds.
She's got real good mouth sounds. She's
Finally,
excellent at
you hear a
Foley.
snap and an uneasy silence. There is a slow and fleshy tear. Hard to fake that. This is
She
worse
could be
than
excellent at
watching.
Foley. You know, I was actually going
Yet
to say
our
that, Hero.
eyes are still closed.
The description
Finally,
alone.
there's the soft thud of something roughly head-sized bouncing against the floor, and the clattering of chains as they drop along with it. I think you can open your eyes now.
Alright. Hello, head.
Oh no, what did we do? Can we put
she
it back?
did it.
Please tell me we can put it back.
We can try.
The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world.
Huh. So I guess that's it. What a way to go.
I want to try putting
She
it
is
back
gone,
on. She had a
isn't
plan.
I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please?
I'm going to try putting
Of
it back
course,
if I
the princess
can.
is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your
Though we still need to
reward.
get the hands out of there too, though.
Now hold on, she's dead. So
Oh,
what's
I
the
don't have the
rush?
knife right.
What's your angle?
I don't have an angle.
Dig through with a nail.
Just looking forward to putting all this behind us. I'm sure you can understand that.
Look, I'm just not ready to put my guard down. It's best to keep sharp. She wouldn't have done all that without some kind of reason. She's left us with this dangling thread, and I need to know why.
Let's put her head back on.
You're just wasting your energy. The danger has passed, and now we can all relax and enjoy your reward.
I'm going to take the princess with me.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin.
Did you see that?
Do we have to stare at
I
her?
could have sworn she moved.
She didn't. She's dead.
You doing alright?
What if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward
Yes,
is
you
right
do.
in front of you. All you have to do is open it.
Alright, let's leave the cabin.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Are we in space again?
Only
Nope, okay.
a world saved from certain doom isn't what you
Ah,
find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
He thought it was the void.
Well played.
This,
Got the
this
talking
is the
heads
end of the world,
achievements.
isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already...
Okay, bye, narrator. See you never.
Over? Is he gone?
But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you.
Yeah, see, we've got this.
So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
Oh yeah, you've lost a lot of blood. Oh. You're welcome. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's gonna be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
I'll see you on the other side. It's gonna be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Feels too good to be true.
Oh, skeptic. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Alright, we're gonna see just ahead. You're at the cabin. Oh, you brought the body
There's a
along.
world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there.
Get your auto back
Do
on.
you know what we'll find out there?
Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me. Short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
There's trees and stars. And they're people, I think. At least, they're supposed to be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours.
Ooh. In that case, how many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One.
Okay.
Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
If this is the last time, is there anything you would like me to bring you?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
Alright, I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Alright, so that was still 50 minutes, so, I've got 22 left. I think I want to get started on this one, but we'll cut off for chapter 2. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so onward we go. Clever heart. Bring the prisoner's head to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress.
Well, what if it was a seamstress down
contribute
there?
something of value to society.
What if this was Slay the Seamstress? Alright, I'm gonna continue the cabin. I don't need to hear
You
your
make your
whole
way
talk.
up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Alright, let's proceed. I was hoping to at least try a few more knifeless runs,
The
but
interior of the cabin is almost entirely
there is
bare.
but one rat left.
The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
No.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to
Well, I mean,
stay
if she's made out
focused.
of knives, it
Not
does make
riding
things a
on
lot
you.
worse.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Hold on, let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
So, what's your name?
Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Can you imagine being named Mario Mario? So, is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating? Or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
How are you alive?
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Alright, so it seems I can still examine the chain, so I might still be able to do the, attempt to free her routes. Even though I've covered both of those, for the take the knife down runs. So I guess these are different enough. I mean, one led to prisoner and this one would lead to Damsel, but you know. Look, I was sent here to slay you. You're apparently supposed to end the world. But I wanted to see you for myself. I'm still not sure what to believe.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
I'll get the calendars out.
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
No, which is why I don't think you're actually dangerous.
Sooner or later, you'll learn to trust me. Hopefully it won't be too late when you finally come around.
I can tell you, though, he's very smug about
Thank
it.
you for believing me. Now, can you help me get out of here?
Are there any other questions I wanted to ask? I don't think so. We'll examine the chains.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
Alright, back to table plan.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement,
here we go.
but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Nothing new really happens, so I give up
You make
immediately.
your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
They sure did.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
there
hesitates
she goes.
before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
No
As she
hesitation.
rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the
cool.
blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Nah, I'm good.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I mean, it's kind of a grotesque vision, sure, but we're gonna save her.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted
just love
wound
the
on
looks on her
princess's
face for
arm,
this one.
just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the
Like,
bone of her
one
arm.
route is nonchalant in one way.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't.
And
She
then his
smiles
face is just
softly as
adorable.
her gaze meets yours, blood from her
Just like,
wounded
"All right, we
arm
did it."
dripping rhythmically to the ground.
I'm free.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
I thought I was gonna have to gnaw through that entire arm.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna warn her.
Stop that.
Yeah, this time I actually have a
Something's
choice.
come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Nice dodge there.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Yep,
The blade.
resist.
Move the blade.
I don't wanna.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this
isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Oh gosh, oh darn, I'm so bad at
strong.
this.
We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Look, I get you're frustrated,
I'm sorry.
but you could describe it as being less
She doesn't know how to
agonizing.
use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Alright, so next time we will start the
You're
Damsel.
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So, right, I did do this in my first run. Apparently there is more content to it, but so far I feel like I've been hitting, like, just a lot of the Chapter 2 onlys. I've just been getting all the successful ones, but that's because I've been trying to be helpful instead of trying to slay the princess, so... Might just wind up hitting a Chapter 2 again and not running into anything new, so... I don't know, I might have to change game plan next time, or maybe I will get to Chapter 3 by doing the thing I did last time. I don't know. We'll have to see. But if it does wind up being short, that will honestly probably help a little bit, because we're also coming up on the finale. And if you don't know what that is, good. Experience it for the first time, I guess, but if you're watching this in playlist order, you've seen it once, so I'm interested in seeing how that'll differ, because I feel like where I was very wishy-washy in my first playthrough, I feel like I've been very help the princess this time around. I've been more determined. I'm actually making choices and trying to stick to them. I mean, look, I started apathetic, but I changed. I really turned it around, I would say. So we'll see how much of a difference that makes, and yeah, we'll get to the ending then. In the meantime, though, yeah, that'll be next Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We will finish Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cuts. I mean, at the very least, I'm fairly positive I've definitely seen new content. I think leaving repeatedly is a new thing. But yeah, we'll see how that winds up next time, at that date that I just said. As for other streams, Saturday, 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time is Persona 5 Royal. And Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time is still Street Fighter 6. I mean, I beat the game, but like, there was post-game stuff in the first place, and there's also a few DLCs I haven't covered yet. We've only just started Bison stuff, and we still need to find Akuma, and also to the other masters that were in the main game that I never actually found. Might just have to look up how I'm supposed to unlock those too, because I don't know how I make them appear. They're on the map, they're just not, actually present in field. But yeah, we are kind of getting close to the end of that, at least until the next DLC comes out. Once my releases, I will, I guess, just do that again. I will do more Street Fighter then, but that's not something we have to think about now. So let's see. That's it for streams, but you can catch the VODs on YouTube. I'm Pepper Masamune on there. And hey, guess what? There's also LPs there too. Mega Man X5, or 5? I think I was also thinking of Final Fantasy V, while I was saying that. But no, we're not on X5, which I'm thankful for because that means we're not about to get to X6. No, I'm at X8. We're almost done with the X series. Asterisk. We're not. But yeah, then it's Saints Row 2 Wednesday, and Final Fantasy V, the 5 in question, is on Friday. And if you want to support me, you can do so through Patreon or Ko-fi. I'm Pfeffer on both those sites, and you can find the links easily enough in the Twitch bio or underneath the YouTube videos. Alright, so
You're here.
one more save for, I accidentally pressed that, and I can see from here that I did the right thing. Anyway, yeah, that save is here, I know it's correct. Right, so, yeah, good princessing tonight. I think I just wound up doing, 2 very good examples of just how the princess differs depending on your approach. Because I did essentially the same routes, but they end up way differently. Just her bearing is very clearly different in both routes, and the other one, she just kinda gave up, and then we went to prisoner. I mean, she slit her throat, and then that was that. She just went back to chains. Damn, sucks for her. Anyway, though, right, so, yeah. See you next time for the end. And have a good night.